All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I got this little bad boy here, basically throughout the start of this whole channel that's actually basically shown, that you mainly see below, this little Asus here that you see. I had this baby starting out and actually building this since 2022, right? And, I started with the laptops whenever I actually first started this channel over here. And as I was doing projects, as I actually was doing video editing, and you seeing the process, and you realize a lot of the storage and the RAM, and you go further deeper into it, and you see all these glitches, had to improve the setup that you see up in the front. HP PC, definitely actually make better content, actually get everything improved. Now, after doing further digging and learning about the fact that, if I were to go out and I create content either with like vlogging, or if I was doing like a hackathon or doing like mobile coding or whatnot, in order for this to happen, I would have to get a laptop that is like about minimum 16, 32 gigs of RAM. And unfortunately, because the Asus has RAM and eMMC soldered in, you can't really do much with it when it comes to an eMMC hard drive. Right? You can't really do much with it because the RAM is soldered in as well as the hard drive. They are both soldered into the computer down to the motherboard. That you can't really do much with it. And that's the issue with a lot of these value laptops, because a lot of them, this is not really upgradable. And with laptops, you have limited options to do as much of the upgrades you want as much as desktops, especially when it comes to video editing and gaming. And when I looked into the laptops, some of them can't even go higher than 16 gigabytes worth of RAM when it comes to the DDR4s. And that's the issue that I mainly have with this, which led me to actually finally get a steal from Micro Center, the MSI Thin 16. And I want to actually give a shout out to the guys from Micro Center, but I just paid my own money in regards with this. And the best part about that laptop, you can upgrade the RAM, and you can also upgrade the SSD, PCiE SSD as well, and they have their own graphics card when it comes with gaming, but I don't intend to actually utilize it for gaming, because with gaming, you can't really max out all the graphics as you would as a normal desktop, right? You may want to try and limit that to maybe a few games or Fortnite, all these things, or maybe just get it through an external drive. Those things could definitely factor in as well, but this is not going to be primary for gaming. I could get like a good PC handheld for that, maybe some from the Steam Deck, and maybe some from a micro card to actually just help get things rolling. But this is going to be primarily used for coding and mobile video editing as well, to make sure that we're able to actually edit the videos and actually export these videos in like a clear and efficient manner, to make sure all the pixels and the quality of it mainly runs smoother. So what we're going to do, we're going to unbox this baby here, and we're also going to upgrade the hard drives on these guys and actually put these DDR4s in and see what we can get out of it. The cooling pad, we could actually just maybe think about utilizing that for later if need be. If we're going to be coming out, if it's going to be like, heavy gaming, or you're doing like a lot of exports, that could be full consideration. But it's best you put it up on a table to actually let it cool off, right? And put it on a bed, or actually put it in soft before it burns itself off and actually gets itself trapped up in heat. It needs some air in order for it to actually cool itself off. So let's get with the unboxing, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get this bad boy running, shall we? We got the MSI here, and we got our iFixits that we have definitely up in the corner. Let me back up a little bit so I can get the light up in there. Oh, yes. There are two. Oh, yeah, now we talking. Now we facing up here so that we see everything. And let's go have a little bit of fun. iFixit. Let's go and unbox this guy. Good. Now Let's go slice you up. Okay, this is good. True gaming system. You could use anything with this power. Wonder why that little PC industry is so expensive. But I tell y'all, if I try and deal with the Mac and a little silicon, all that stuff is mess. But if you guys try upgrading it, it's game over. You are screwed. So this is the bad boy of the thin gaming laptops here. So just pull this out. Oh, wow, wow, wow. There's some interesting stuff right here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. This is a brand new baby. All right. And this is the plug to charge this. We're going to charge this once we power this up. And then contrast all this. This must be the quick guide that you see. And this is the other part of the charger as well. We're going to get everything all set up once we're done. Looks like everything is basically all done and all set up. So let's go drop this guy here. Okay. And let me go open up the quick guide. The quick guide up here, they got some screws to hold the laptop together, I'm assuming. And this is all customer service stuff. And this here is the other plug that is given. And this is, let me get it out. This right here is our little favorite thin slice computer. You got the HDMI up in here. You got your plug, you got your lock, you got your microphone, your headphones, 2 USB ports, SSD, and you have your plug and the other SSD as well. We could probably put a webcam in there. I can use a microphone to use as a microphone when I'm going away. So it's not even that bad. And you got a little bit of a padding that's set up, 780p stuff that's mainly there. And I'm assuming the power is up on the little right hand corner where you feel this here. That's how you're able to set everything up. That's going to be our little new laptop coding baby here, GeForce i5. And now we look into this little bad boy, and we could definitely screw these things out and actually see the upgrades as they are now. So we're going to go to our little upgrade here. And we're going to see if we're going to upgrade the parts. And we're going to get this memory down packed right on the line here. Alright? Bear with me. Alright, so now we have this release. All you got to do is push these guys outward. It automatically ejects itself out. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove the 8 gig RAM stick that's coming from Samsung. Get rid of that guy. And we're going to install this guy. So we want to make sure that this guy is the same size, which definitely it is. So let's go and deal with the memory here. Let's go unscrew this. And then we're going to put you here. And then we're going to remove, get this guy out slowly, because it ejects itself out. And these guys are the sticks that hold itself together. We can remove this guy here. These guys, we don't really need them because they're the ones that stick itself out. This is the 512 gig. We don't really need that. Get rid of you guys. These guys are the ones that stick itself up. You can just try to make sure everything is fully tight at that point. Get rid of these, because they're the sticky icky ickies. Get our DDR4s. And this is the other DDR4 that we have here. Get rid of that as well. Get that out the way. And this is the other copy of this as well. And this is the other DDR4 also. These are 2 copies. We're going to put these in these 2 and install them. Next, we're going to get our SD, PCiE SSD as well from Crucial. This is the one that we're going to use as well. We'll upload this guy and load it. Alright. And this is our P3 Plus model that we're going to have. Make sure that's the same size. And I got this from around $61 from Best Buy. So this here is another SSD that fits as well. And it could be on the same one. Has about the same holes. So it's definitely doable and it can definitely fit for sure. So we're going to leave that there. We're going to install this RAM. Let's go. Get rid of these little nuts here. I don't know if we need to do that, but this is actually protect all the innards. So all these little squares. So if we're able to take these out, inside these are little squares. The squares represents the number of gigs that you have inside your RAM. Right? And this is your DDR4 and it shows 16 gigs. That's going to be your squares. We're going to actually install this. Put this one in there first. Make sure this goes in. Gotta be careful. And then the next one we're gonna put as well. This is also gonna flip itself as well. So now careful, Christian. This one, not to. Alright, these are fully tight. All tight into the core. Now, this is going to be the Crucial PCiE. Install this. This little bad boy here. This is a little small screw here. We got to screw this back on. That was socially awkward. One second. There we go. And now we can put this back where we need to be. Got this in. Alright, perfect. Now it's the SSD. Got the WD blue up in there. Y'all see that? And to see if it can fit, because we know it can. It's just a 1 terabyte. It's like we don't really need any of this. And this would be the installation to fit into the little gig. Either we fit it inside here or we fit it in there. I'm gonna make sure that it stays set up, right? Make sure this is the right fit. As you can see, this is the sound speaker here. This is also a sound speaker, On the right, you see the cooling fan, and you see the graphics card that's definitely embedded underneath. Y'all see all that, right? And up here, this is the Wi-Fi, PCIe for the Wi-Fi, for your internet and any wireless connections. And this is your additional insurance hard drive to put in the SSD, which we do like so. Once that's done, once all that is installed, we should be, excuse me, A-okay at this point. And now, one down, one down, one down. Everything is good. Everything is good here. And it's time to screw everything back in. So let's get our card here. These are the speakers, as you see on the right. And I think you don't really need to actually hold this. This is going to hold itself. So it's going to be fine. So let's screw everything back in, ladies and gentlemen. Well, what a day. What a day. I'll make sure all these fit. Alright, let's get rid of this mofo here. Get rid of these guys. We're going to put these in good, safe condition. Let's get all these guys screwed back on. First, you gotta make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12. Yep, that's everything. Let's go screw all these mofos back on. Alright, this is sturdy. Alright, this mofo here. Get the internals in. Okay, 2 down, 10 to go. Okay. Oh, shit. It's a little tricky. It's not all the way in. See the problem here. Let me unscrew these. It has to be the same way it came before. This is the tricky part. It has to be all the way in. Let me start over a little bit. Let's see what the problem is. This guy is fine. This guy is not fine. The left side has to be at least some. 1, 2. Okay. Let's try refitting it again. Almost got it. Oh, crud. Okay, this is everything. One down. This is the issue. Okay. We're gonna start I put on this. There we go. And then snap everything back on. Yes, this is what we're supposed to do. This is how we're supposed to do it. Yeah, baby. Hell yeah. Almost clearly got it. Almost got it. The issue is the left side is the issue. This left side is a problem. 1 second. Then there's a brand new computer too, mind you. You gotta get the left side for this to work. That's the tricky part when re-bolting this. Yeah, hit this head first, and then put this out the way second. Make sure everything is in before we reset. And everything is in. Yes, 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 yes. Now we're talking. Now we can re-screw everything. So this is going to be a home run. All right. That's right. Okay, let's go here. The stress. Okay. Yes, sir. Also good. Sorry, I'm choking myself. Oh, goodness, man. Almost done, Christian. Almost done. We almost there. We almost there, Christian. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. And got 2 more. All right. And we're all set finally. Fully new, fully in shape. AG in the hood. You know? And this is going to be in good shape. I can't wait to actually test this bad boy and see what it can do. Let's roll. Alright, so in order for me to fully install this laptop, right, because this is already pre-installed with Windows 11, since I have the new PCIe, that has to be installed, and Windows 11 needs to be reinstalled through the flash drive in order for it to work. Once that's done, we'll install the Windows 11 down to the BIOS that's set up, so that we'll be able to actually get that started. That's going to be number one. That is going to be the primary. Without that, it's going to go back straight to the BIOS with no installation. So we'll see what happens. Yo, guess what Screwup I done did made? You notice this little SSD is not have its system particles that's there for the Windows. That's why it doesn't recognize the system, but this does. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put the 512 on and install the Windows from there. And later on today, I'm going to get like one of those converters and copy the elements of this PCiE SSD hard drive to this guy so that I could run more smoothly, so I could try and get everything fully installed. So that's what we're going to do. Definitely, for sure. Just bear with me as I actually get through all this stuff so that Windows can run properly. All right, now that we got this bad boy cloned here, we're going to replace this old factory manufactured SSD with this new one here. So let me unload everything once again. Now as everything is cooled off a little bit. Still a little warm, but we'll definitely remove these guys, and then we're going to install back this SSD. This is going to be our secondary drive that we're going to format once we get everything rebooted. So once we get everything installed, oh, it's still on. Let me see. Careful. Looks like somebody accidentally turned this bad boy on. Yeah. That was already shut down. Alright. Now we're clear. Let's go dismantle this bad boy and replace it. Just a little bit hot. Okay, drop you here. I think. Looks like this is supposed to lay flat. I don't think we really need this. Let's get this installed. That's how it should be. And then we install this little bad boy here. Finally. Yep. And then we're going to add this secondary hard drive here. Finally. Get that installed too. And now that everything is set, we can finally close up shop. And now we can actually test it and actually have a little bit of fun. So, once I get everything screwed up, I'll give y'all my realizations of actually this whole experience. And then we're going to do a part 2 to actually testing it out and getting some things installed. Let's see it load up again. Now is to have the system mainly running itself because it recognizes the PCIe that's there. Yeah. I'll let you know when things are actually going to be done. All right. Perfect. Now we can get through the process. Man, what a very chaotic process, man. This is a lot to learn when it comes to building your PC and all these things, you know. If a BIOS is there and it's not fully developed and you have a brand new SSD, it could definitely be doable. You can set it up that way. But if the BIOS is already fully set up and actually came pre-assembled, what I've learned is it's really, really very difficult to get an unallocated SSD that you bought from a Best Buy or a Micro Center, and you basically set it up that way. It's very, very hard to do unless you set up using the manufactured SSD that's actually given, and you just do a cloning of the new SSD and actually put it in to give you more expanded storage, which ended up being a huge success. Now is like a good feel for the laptop. Definitely getting the software installed with coding, Python, R, IntelliJ, Tableau. Definitely those 5, especially when you're dealing with big, large data sets that you're doing to compute. You want to try and make sure that they are computed in a more efficient manner. Because the laptop I had initially, prior to having, getting the upgrades to the Mac and getting the new laptop desktop at HP, I was just limited. I was actually just on around. But especially when you're dealing with new LLMs now and when you got AI up in the fold, I felt like an upgrade needed to be done, especially if I had to actually come around and work with other people, definitely as a team, whether it's do volunteer work or any other work sharing ideas. If you have to allow yourself definitely online to actually get all this stuff done, and God forbid, there's some internet issues that may actually cause some constraints, you want to try and get some assurance to make sure everything still runs smoothly. So hence why I had to actually get the new laptop to get myself in shape in the case I have to go out of town, right? If in case I have to go out of country for a bit and I'm still coding or doing content while documenting the experience, you want to try and make sure that code runs smoothly, computations run smoothly, and if you're on video editing, definitely the process and the process and the exportation run smoothly as well, primarily. And I'll just do a little bit of gaming here and there, and like to a lesser extent, but I already know you can't really do it in like max settings due to the fact that it can literally burn itself out. I would have to have a heatsink in order for that to work. I'll worry about the heatsink situation later. We'll see how it goes if I do some work and video edit. Definitely some videos. I'll give it like a test run, see how it goes, and see how well it mainly exports the video, which I definitely may do. I want to try and see how it mainly runs, definitely in like a later video and in later parts, to see how well this laptop runs. In the meantime, this baby right here, I'll spend a little bit of time when I'm going out, once I get my little laptop case, and we will see how this runs, especially with the eyes open monitor. I may bring those to me for some test runs and see how well they work. Part 1 is done, ladies and gentlemen. I'll give you all a good part 2 updates in regards to this laptop very soon.